This conflict of interest. You only here to make money, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no crime.
Wait a minute.
Ain't no
I'm
victim
not
or
your
no loss,
man.
bro.
I'm not. Listen. I'm not your
Look,
man.
look, sir.
I'm not your bro.
Hey, sir.
Okay?
Respectfully, you're an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause. You've been on the bench since what, 21? Couple years? You need to talk to somebody.
I'm not your bro. I'm not your man, and I'm not to be interrupted when I'm speaking. I gave you the respect and the right to speak. Just because you're unsatisfied with the way that I ruled, then that's not my problem.
Today's court hearing features a rather unusual situation. We have a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen who actually wants legal representation. That's a rare sight in itself, since most sovereign citizens typically reject the idea of attorneys altogether. But here's where things get even more interesting. This individual just won't stop talking, and his attorney is clearly struggling to keep him quiet. It's like watching a courtroom drama unfold in real time, with plenty of legal back and forth. The contrast between his desire for a lawyer and his belief that the law doesn't fully apply to him makes this a unique and fascinating case.
Excuse me, sir. I heard you say that you only read the first couple lines. Is there any way we could possibly take another case until you get the chance to read the entire thing? It's only 2 pages.
I'm not going to read this entire thing today.
It's only like 3 paragraphs, the entire thing. The rest are just case sightings.
All right, I'm gonna deny the motion. I will set the matter for.
Is there any way I can get a written? Can I get a written articulation as to why you're denying the motion?
I'm denying the motion because
I would just appreciate a written excuse. Can I get a written articulation?
I might give it to you in writing.
Are we on record? Are we on record?
We're on record.
Okay. Is this court bound by the U.S. Constitution and Supreme Court rulings?
Yes.
Okay. You were denying my motion when I said that I had Fourth Amendment violations, and you're saying that you're denying my motion without looking into it or granting me a hearing to go over my motion, or give me an articulation as to why, a written excuse as to why. I want to make sure that that's what you're saying to me.
You're asking for a change of venue. I'm denying.
I'm saying that I know there's a motion for dismissal, and I'm saying that you, as an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause, if you're not going to uphold my due process and my Fourth Amendment, I'm saying that maybe we could change venues where I could get a real judge.
Okay, I'm denying the motion to dismiss. Okay, I'll set a trial date for you so you can be heard on that type of forum.
I insist that the court give me a written excuse as to why you're denying my motion, so I can take that to the tenor. Okay.
Well, you can insist all you want to.
Okay, I appreciate that, but I'm telling you, you're telling me today why you're not going to look into it or give me a hearing, that's so I can go over the evidence that I have to present to go with my motion. You don't want to do any of that, so I'm just asking that you can give me a written excuse that I could go take and complain against you on, because that's violating my due process. You didn't even give me the chance to say we're going to schedule a evidentiary hearing or something like that. You're going to sit up here and disregard that when I made genuine claims and put genuine evidence in there. Overwhelmed.
Is this guy claiming to be a non-citizen American nationalist? Honestly, I'm not even sure what that means. I won't pretend to understand what he's trying to say because I genuinely have no idea. Maybe if I studied an entirely different legal system, I'd be able to follow along. But right now, I'm just as confused as his attorney looks. Sovereign citizens can get pretty inventive with their interpretations of the law, but this one really stands out. He actually needed 3 full sentences just to state his name. If any of you have a better grasp on what he's talking about, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm still trying to connect the dots here.
Like I said, there's no crime. This is a fraudulent charge. There's no suspect. Y'all suspect me for no crime. There's no victim, no losses. Okay? And in a minute, it's going to be malicious prosecution. So I'm asking you to dismiss this charge or change the venue. And if you refuse to do that, I'm asking you for a written excuse so I can take it to the tenor, sir. That's what I'm telling you. Because if not, I'm going to go to the tenor without it and let them know that you refuse to give me a written excuse, and you refuse to give me an evidentiary hearing, but you just straight denied it. When you just 5 minutes ago, you said you didn't even read it. Now you just denied it. That's conflict of interest. That's bias. That's all that. So let's put it all on record. If you feel just as strongly as you feel, give me a written excuse. If not, let's change venue. Because you're an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause. This conflict of interest. You only here to make money, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no crime.
Wait a minute.
Ain't no
I'm
victim
not
or
your
no
man.
loss, bro.
I'm not your, listen, I'm not your man.
Look, sir.
Your bro.
Hey, sir,
Okay.
respectfully, you're an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause. You've been on the bench since what, 21? Couple years? You need to talk to somebody. I'm asking you to give me an evidentiary hearing to go over my motion for dismissal with the overwhelming evidence or change venue. Because if not, I'm going straight to the tender right after this. And that's on you, sir. You had this. You did this.
Oh, all right. Now I'll let you speak.
Straight like that.
No, that's all we need. I don't want to hear any more from
cool. It's cool. I appreciate it. This is due process. This is a due process violation. This is a due process violation right now. And the way y'all tried to railroad me when I was ready to argue my trial. I told you I was here to argue my trial. Y'all locked me out. Now you're trying to start the process over. They're not prepared to present a case. I'm telling you. They're not prepared to present an injured party. So what are we doing?
Listen. Please do not say any more. You've already made your record. I've given you that opportunity. If you continue on, especially interrupting me while I'm talking, because I didn't interrupt you while you were talking. I'm not your bro, I'm not your man, and I'm not to be interrupted when I'm speaking. I gave you the respect and the right to speak. Just because you're unsatisfied with the way that I ruled, then that's not my problem. You take whatever. Wait a minute. Let me say it. You take whatever recourse that you feel that is necessary. Now, what I can do, Mr. Lewis, is I can set you a jury trial date. And at that jury trial date, you will have an opportunity to represent yourself or do whatever you want to do and put all your proofs on the record by a jury of your peers, and you can argue it that way, okay?
I'm not going to lie. This sovereign citizen has me completely thrown off. He's talking about being some kind of abstract entity, but then turns around and asks his attorney to speak on his behalf. At that point, what's even the purpose of claiming to be a sovereign citizen? You're saying the law doesn't apply to you, but then relying on a lawyer to help navigate the legal system. It's like trying to play chess without knowing how the pieces move. This whole situation has me questioning everything. I'm honestly struggling to understand his logic, and I can't wrap my head around why he even has an attorney in the first place. I've never seen anything quite like this, and I'm genuinely shocked.
I appreciate that, but I was still like a written.
You order the transcript. You order the transcript. It's in the transcript.
I can't even get the court reporter to respond to my voice messages or you to respond to my emails, sir.
The court is not going to respond to your voice message. The court reporter is going to respond to you coming down.
The 36th district told me to call her today, that I was locked out of my trial date. I had a scheduled trial. The court told me to call her that day, and I called her that day, and she still hasn't responded. So I'm trying to see if the court that you work for is trying to tell me how the appropriate channels, and then y'all doing it different in y'all court. What am I to do?
I think you're talking about the court clerk and not the court reporter. This is distinct.
Yeah, I was told to call the clerk the day that I was locked out. The moment I was locked out.
We've moved past that getting locked out.
That was my trial date.
Yeah, so I'm giving you
How soon can I get another trial date, sir? How soon can I get another trial date? That's what I'm asking.
That's what we're trying to do now.
I'm getting a jury trial.
A jury trial. I'm gonna let the jury of his peers hear what he has to say. July 23rd. 2024 at 9 a.m.
July 23rd?
Yeah, 2024 at 9 a.m. We'll have a final pretrial the day before.
Why would we need a final pretrial? Why would we need a final pretrial?
Because I said I wanted one.
But that's how you protecting your interest. You protecting your interest and you're going to dismiss it on that date. So you're trying to play with me. You could dismiss it today, sir. You literally, but violating my due process. You can't even give me a written excuse, but you're going to all this whole.
Mr. Lewis, I know you don't want counsel, but is it possible we could talk in a breakout?
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I am in pro se. I'm in pro se.
Go wherever you want to. Final pretrial of July 22nd. I am. Is going to be July 23rd. All the parties must appear on the final pretrial date, and the jury, and that can be on Zoom. And the next day, the jury trial date is in person. Have a very good day, Mr. Green. Best of luck to you.
That's not my name.
This guy already has a bond violation, so I really don't understand why the judge is even considering letting him back out. We're talking about someone who openly denies the government's authority over him, yet here he is, asking to be released like anyone else. It's pretty clear he's only trying to use the system when it benefits him. You can tell that whatever the judge says is probably just going in one ear and out the other. He's focused on getting out of jail, despite the fact that his whole stance is based on rejecting the system in the first place. It's honestly confusing. If you don't believe in the rules, why try to use them? What do you all think about this? It's kind of a strange situation. He's being somewhat respectful, but at the same time still sticking to that sovereign citizen mindset. Let's get back into it and see where this goes. Looks like he's about to say more than he probably should.